Alright, everybody, welcome in. This is another Stormgate cast, and this one will be featuring my buddy Yoru. Gaunts are cool. I think that means he's probably going to go with the Gaunt build. And we've seen that in the last game with Wallace as well. And who's his opponent going to be? This is going to be none other than Wriggle. Also a regular player in the tournament scene. Pretty good in the Infernals. Always showing us some interesting play, and hopefully this is going to be a fun game. We already got slightly different builds as Gaunts are cool. Yoru opened with his shrine. And I'm betting these are two conclaves. Two conclaves. Interesting. Why are the conclaves... Okay, now they show up here. There was something going on. Why weren't they showing up on my... I don't watch this enough. I should. This is our production tab. But for some reason the conclaves were a little slow showing up there. But now we can see that there is a Hell Forge on the way in the back corner here for Wriggle. And we know that that's the upgrade building for the vault units. And our beautiful looking new vault. Hope we've all been admiring this. I don't know if you noticed, but you can see underneath the vault into hell or something. Let's see, and if you go like this, it moves around under there. What? Yeah. Cool stuff. Thanks to Alan Dilling and his team at Frost Giant for making some real cool looking new graphics. So yeah, what do we got going on for the rigs? We've got Vault Tech. We've got our Infernal Fury already on the way. We know what that is. That's the charge for the brutes. Of course, our brutes being our big old chunky melee units here. Oh, look how scary they look with that big old sword. Doesn't look very sharp, but it does look like it would hurt a lot if you get smashed in the head with it. And it looks like Yoru over here playing a little bit more defensively. He's got a little bit of a Sim City, some conclaves with a tribute pyre, not a farm anymore. Conclaves up here. What do we got going down here? This is the Dungeons and Dragons.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
That's where the Dungeons and Dragons team meet on a regular basis to have their weekly session. Or it's where we get some upgrades, of course, to our Gaunts, which is like, well, it's all of our ritual chamber, sorry, for all of our conclave tech. Stormgate about to be up, and Wriggle is the one who's going to be popping in with his units first. 4 brutes, 2 Gaunts. That's certainly enough to put down the damage. It's uncontested from Yoru. And this is just going to be an easy win of the first Stormgate for Wriggle. What's he going to grab? A Freyan. That means some damage can be put down, but look at this defensive. Yeah, I don't think you want to attack into that. And Wriggle agrees. Wriggle says, fine, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go creep. Oh, wait, there's no creeps on the map. So I'm just going to run around and see what I can do. Maybe there's a backdoor possibility. Maybe there's a third base here that I can harass. No. No third base. Maybe I can just sit with my Freyan and let her heal up all my brutes. She is kind of OP, people say. I don't know if she's OP, but she's definitely powerful. Her energy regens very fast, is what I hear. So that means she can stay at full energy very quick for a very long time. And therefore be very good help to your army. Finally, Wriggle does find some way to make some damage happen. And forces a cancel there. And Yoru pulls out his Gaunts. No speed yet on those Gaunts, although we see Reaper's Rush is currently being researched at the Ritual Chamber. Shroud Stones coming out. These chained gods. Look pretty cool, but I think they could use another pass or two. And look at this. A Magmadon with his big old metal face. He's here to smack down trees. And he does get in the back door. And get on top of these units. While some of the units split off and go to the main. The first harass force gets chased away, while this one actually looks like got cleaned up by some flame imps, is my guess. So it was an okay push down the back door, but I'm not sure how much damage it got. Although there looks like there's a lot of corpses here. Again, that might have been flame imps. Because part of this build that we saw from Wallace last game, but also Yoru likes to do it as well, is make use of the flame imps. That effigy goes down real quick. A couple gremlins come out to try and protect their base. And this is just a little harass at the front gate here from Yoru. Trying to put damage down while not having to engage all those brutes.
A Stormgate will activate soon.
And heading back. And maybe going to go for that. Yeah, it looks like going for the Stormgate. But it does also look like Wriggle's going to come down to visit the Stormgate as well. Wriggle does have one mag, very slow mag. And the Fran
A Stormgate has appeared.
Takes a second to hang out in the Wellspring. And now we've got a battle around the Stormgate. Lots of gaunts here for Yoru. Does a pretty good job actually of cleaning up. The Fran is all that's left and it's going to go down. Sorry, there is a mag there. I didn't even notice. But the Magmadon does get taken out and the Stormgate is captured by Yoru. And he's got a pretty good force here. Now, he's not going to be able to knock down those trees without some kind of unit. What's he going to pull out of there? Nothing yet. Gets the... Is that the Dark Throne? Yes. Which is a free base. Where's he going to put it? You're going forward, buddy. You're not going to go back. You're going to go forward with your Dark Throne? Okay, okay. But he's going to be fighting in the MAM. Right up the natural and third here. One Hellborn on the high ground. The Dark Throne taking some shots from the Shroud Stone. You don't want that. Some imps come into the front line. I think we know what they're for. They're not going to build any buildings. They're going to try and get into the front, and they're going to flame on and burst their way in. Bing, bang, boom. Right to the back lines. Getting on top of some gaunts. And that means the gaunts are able to clean up a lot of the units here. One Magmadon finally to the front. Gets some trample down. But good job to reposition away by Yoru. More gaunts, more gaunts. Not surprised to see that is what the reinforcements are. And finally able to take out that building. I think it was a conclave there. And that's what this style is about. You're mostly just trying to pick off some of the production and supply on the front while not really engaging that army directly or trying to get good trades against that army with your ranged units while their melee units are chasing you down. And Yoru's chosen to come back here. He did pull his Dark Throne back here instead of using it as a forward base like I thought he might here, or maybe even going here, which would be wild. Instead going here, and also pulling these gaunts back onto the Shroud to give them a little bit of healing. I think the Wellspring actually heals you faster, I imagine. I'm not 100% sure there. It might depend on what tech level you're at. This is a very weird case because we got Wriggle coming around the bottom. Oh, huge flame-ons. Not going to get... Oh, do impact pretty well. A few more imps show up. They flame on. Charging forward.
Detected. A Stormgate will activate
More flame-ons. One Hellborn, unfortunately, getting caught out. Is going to go down. Oh, look how many dead guns there are there. Lots of good flame-ons. Oops, I didn't notice a drop going down here for Wriggle. Already cleared out a ton of workers here, held by the Phantoms. And down goes the base. Half of the army is here, while the other half is up here. Oh my goodness, and Magmadon was able to push through while Yoru was microing the other army. This army gets mostly vanquished, and few Gaunts managed to run back. They're going to regroup. But this force now fighting the Shroudstones, taking a few flame imps, but those imps mostly impacted on Magmadon and did not look like it got the damage that Yoru wanted from them. But back come the Gaunts here. Another great game here. Really back and forth. There is a Stormgate. Oh, 2 Gaunts I don't think will put down the damage on a tier 3 Stormgate. But Yoru has been able to chase back the army, and that means he is going to be able to come back. Yeah, okay, he's going to have to step his units forward. Oh, look at this terrible conclave as all his Gaunts are backed up. A few of them get aggroed onto the units of Wriggle, but actually just the bad DPS there is going to cost Yoru this Stormgate, I think. Huge trample there, but the Magmadon gets focus fired down. And will he be able to get this Stormgate at the last minute? Another huge trample coming in, pushing all the Gaunts back. There was a lash there that missed. And it's the last few seconds. No one's going to get this. I don't know if Gaunts have enough DPS to get this at the last second. No, they don't. But it's just going to be a battle. Magmadon's coming in again, trample, forcing the Gaunts to pull back. Doing their best to focus fire down those units, and they do. So Yoru winning the battle with the army, but unable to get the Stormgate there. Has managed to keep this base up, but has had to use the flame imps so many times that it's not been able to stay saturated. This one's a little oversaturated. There's a bunch of imps here that need to get transferred. They could be turned into flamers. We got pretty good saturation at the other bases, actually. Spriggan's at it. Interesting tech choice here. One thing I'm loving about both of these last 2 games I've cast, both have been mirror match infernal matches, but one player has been going mass Gaunts, while the other one has been going a little more standard meta, playing Brutes, Gaunts, everything. But here we see Spriggan's added. In that last game, Wallace did end up losing at the end. It was a very scrappy game. Oh, you don't like to see that. That's a bunch of free units taken out there.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate.
And here we go, a huge army pushing in. Oh, flame imps down here. What are they? Or just imps. They're not flame yet. Dragon for Wriggle, but no dragon for Yoru. But Spriggans do an awesome job against dragons, as we just saw there. And Wriggle's going to call GG.
A Stormgate has appeared.